Hi, beautiful shining stars, and a happy June energy. I think maybe by the time that I upload this video, you will be right around the energy of June, and I want to put out some content to ready you for the energy of June. Now, I am trying to have a live summer solstice event. So we're going to be doing magic, and what I'm working on in summer solstice is manifesting the things that I desire for the next coming months. I always like to kind of like plan ahead. So instead of focusing on what I want right now, I think about the things that I want in 6, 7 months to a year, and sometimes I'll do, at different times, actually, not sometimes, different times I'll do like, 2, 3 years, 7 years, because our lives, like I keep expressing, are built with chapters. So ever since I did the 44-day class with you all, I didn't have a lot of participants. I think in total we have had 10 participants in that class. Now, when I first launched that class, it was only 55. The class now I think is like 155, but it's so worth it. Myself, what I've manifested with that class is, a lot of times we're focusing on, we want wealth, we want prosperity to come our way because we have responsibilities and we have bills and we want to just like keep up with everything. For me, what I have found that the class has done is not only is it set like the foundation for what is next, it has also synchronized me with the energies, the people, the things that I have to do in order to create like exactly what I desire. And this is the reason I am doing this video and sharing with you. So, in the last, because we started our class in April, I think we started it around the new moon in April. It didn't end until halfway through May. So, think about it. It was 44 days. The month only has 30 to 31 days, right? Or 29, if 28 or 29 if you're in February. So, anywho, the thing is that the class takes you on different energies. We talk about the principles of money, how to set aside money, how to budget, how to like not overspend, but how to, like, if you feel like you want to celebrate, things will happen. Like, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. This last 2 weeks for me has been, I think, is the energy, because I've talked a lot to a lot of people. So I notice things come in like spurts of energy. The money has been very like tied up. I noticed that everything has a vibration. I understood that after this portal was supposed to bring prosperity. So I asked Spirit, okay, but where's the prosperity? This portal is supposed to bring prosperity. And they explained to me that yes, what it does is it's aligning the cash flow. So it's almost like the things that you're working on from the portal shift of May, you're going to realize it after summer solstice. And I think it's super funny because on a lot of the readings that I do, Spirit will say things like, this will manifest in the autumn equinox, or this will happen in winter solstice, or this will happen. And they give you kind of like a timeline. And sometimes, like, we don't want to hear it because we want things today, right? We don't want to wait for tomorrow. But unfortunately, that's how things happen. So, as a human, we tend to get like frustrated because we're like wanting it now, we're not realizing it now. And then you have so many people there trying to give you like clickbait over manifesting in 24 hours. I'm the same one. Like, I have a contact ritual that says contact within an hour or less, because it uses a law of assumption and you influence over someone. And I've had clients that have gotten their beloveds to contact them while they're doing the ritual, which is really, really cool. But unfortunately, the people that are most popular buyers of the ritual are people that are estranged. And I talk about this all the time because I find that we get frustrated when we're trying to get something. And I'm telling you, because I do too, okay? So I don't want you to think like, I'm talking down to you. I get like that too. I find that when we're trying to manifest certain things and we're not seeing them realize the way we want them to manifest, we get frustrated. Example, I've done like 3 Kickstarters and they haven't really done exactly what I wanted them to do or go how I wanted them to go. And I've done marketing, I blast them to all of my people. So it's just like, you get to a point when things like that happen and you ask Spirit. I'm very verbal. So I'm like, I ask Spirit, okay, so what's going on? Why isn't this doing what I feel it should be doing? Same thing with my wealth course. Why, if I wanted X amount of attendees, did this not happen? Um, and that the reason for this video. So, in the last April, May, June, right? So, the last 2.5 months, I'm going to say, because that actually really did start in like March, February, March, so maybe in 4 months. I've been doing a lot of changes in my work. You notice I don't do a lot of rituals. Sometimes I will put them up, sometimes I take them down, depending. I feel like the rituals, I use them more often just to kind of substitute bill paying, right? Because we all have bills, and I don't like to take from my savings and my investing. I like to use what's coming in order to pay, so we keep expanding. That's part of the wealth course. Anywho, so um, Spirit is pushing me in a whole other direction. And a lot of the things, if you read like my books and stuff, I'm always talking about if we all had money, if we like all were rich, right? If we were all living happy with our soulmates and our family and just living a very organic, positive life, we would help each other out a lot more. We would be able to do things for the environment. For me, I find that my work is always helping others. I had to actually reshift my vibration so I could put myself first, because what I was doing is I was giving all my time to everybody else and not taking care of Daisy, not, you know, reading books, which is one of my biggest passions. And I'm even going to show you, which I took the cover off, but this is like a week worth of reading, and I don't read all day. I don't just like before. I used to just sit and read, like when I read Harry Potter 6 and 7, right? I could be saying it wrong. Um, I read the books in like 2 days, and those were massive books. But I literally sat on the couch and read. I can't do that anymore because I have responsibilities. We have things to do, right? But we also have to indulge. We also have to take care of ourselves. So I try to have my day, I'm very ritualistic. So I get up, I have my coffee, I do my journaling and planning. And this is like a journal that I'm working on now. My mom got me this really cute planner, even though I got one for 2024, because like I said, in June we're gonna do that. So this one is really cute. It's a Pioneer Girl, and it's until December 2023. So now I have 2 planners, which is great for me. So um this month I've been like, I have had a couple of honey jars that I was doing, adding so much energy to them, because I find that honey jars are really great to sweeten the things that we want and we desire. And if you saw my honey jar video and ritual, I express how to add the energies that you want more long term. Of course, the people that I did the honey jars for send me things that they want, like really want right now, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, because these are things that you want now that might manifest, 2, 3 months, 4 months, whatever. Uh, Getting back to what I'm sharing with you guys, I know I'm always everywhere. So as I was sitting with Spirit, because I still do the 44-day class, I use a lot of the teachings in that class. And I see like a lot of the people that come to me, mainly, especially, the class is all about wealth. So they're like, Daisy, I want to have a certain stream of income. I want to make a certain amount of money. How do I do that? And I was like, what can I offer that is going to amplify my work? Because I really have like a number in my mind that is my goal for the next, let me see, hold on, 48, 7 years. Before it was 10, now it's 7. So I have a number in my mind that's for me. So I want you to think I want you to think of a number. Like, if you had X amount of money, how would that change your life? And think big. Like, think, the number that I'm thinking is massive. But it's because it's not just my family, I also have people in my mind that I would like to help. I literally have them in my journal, you know. I don't think it's this one so much. Yeah, I don't think it's this one. But I will add so I have like certain lists, right? Of course I'm not gonna show you because it's for me. Certain lists, certain vision board clippings that I add, and there's people that I want to help that have came across my world. Some are family, some are friends, some are pretty much online strangers that I know just from online, right? But some are not strangers anymore because I've grown to get kind of close to them and stuff. And I have a list for them too. Of course, I don't tell them because I don't want to feel like I owe somebody something, because that's like the worst energy. You never owe anybody anything. Like, even if you owe money and stuff like that, if you are constantly thinking that you owe somebody something, you're sabotaging your energy. We talk about that in the wealth class as well. It's just like so many little things that we go through. And I said to Spirit, okay, so this is a number. I want this number by the time I'm 55 years old. And what is it that I have to do to get there? But I don't want it just for me. I want to be able to not only teach people how to do their own thing, but be able to give them like an incentive that they could also grow and even market me, right? And this is where I'm just like really excited about this. So I've been studying like other spiritualists, other people that have spiritual businesses, and I'm talking about people that make boku money, like boku money. That some of them are like online and they're showing off their like Lamborghinis and Ferraris and their 20-bedroom houses, and then I look at, like, I see, like, I'm not saying that they don't give, because some of them, like, they take care of their mom and they took care of that, but I'm thinking, what can I offer, right? What can I create that not only, of course, I'm building my wealth, but if others want to come in and take a piece of the pie and also build their wealth. And I, Spirit, we co-created this like amazing thing. So I'm going to do a live event in Eventbrite. I'm going to link that below. The event is absolutely free. There's actually no charge to any of this. This is no excuses. If you want to do this, it's there. The offer is there. So, um, a lot of people, they come and like, I don't have money. I get that all the time. So I put a lot of freebies up on my webpage. I noticed it wasn't enough because I find, and this is really important, if there's not an exchange of energies, people tend to like, when they don't pay for something, they don't pay attention to it. Mentally and energetically, if to them it feels like it's worthless. So, and that's not always. I have people that I've given my stuff for free and they're like, holy shit, Daisy, this is amazing. And they've manifested and they're doing awesome. I've had people send me like tips because they're doing so well, and I'll forget about them. And months later, I'll get a check in the mail and it'll be like, they send me their story, and I share it with you guys all the time. And it's just like, wow, which keeps me afloat, right? It keeps me like positive and inspired. And I know, because there's time, we're all humans. There are times that we go through stuff in lives and it's just like, I'm not going to do this anymore. I mean, it happened to me in like, I think it was like 2017, maybe 2016, that I said, I'm just not doing this a lot. Yeah, my books sell and whatever, but I think I'm gonna. And I did get a dream job, which I loved, and I still was doing it as a side gig. But it wasn't until like 2019, right around the time where COVID was crazy, that I really dove into my spiritual career again. So it's like crazy how stuff happens to us. It's like insane to me. So I got inspired by a really crazy author. I'm not going to talk about him now because he's going to be part. He's not going to be a part of it because he's not a part of it. But it's kind of like you're going to laugh if you come to this event and be like, oh my God, I can't believe you got inspired by that. But I did. I got inspired by this crazy movie. I bought like all their books. And I was just like, I saw something that he shared that I noticed that was very crazy. And I was like, the controllers, the outside noise, the negative energies like to have the control, right? So there's a lot of vibrations, especially now, that they're losing control. So we're seeing the chaos and we're actually surmounting this energy. But a lot of us don't understand this because we're in the chaos, right? We're going through the stuff. We're seeing all the changes. Like you open TikTok or social media, and people are talking about this or that or the other, and there's just like a lot of crazy energies. But these things are happening to place everything in a balanced order because for about a decade we've been out of balance and we tend to get a little bit balanced and then it kind of lapses again, right? So I feel like we're having like a global and even infinite type of balance because you have to understand we're all part of the root system. So no matter where we are in reality and space and time, we feel the ripple effects. If Daisy in reality X is out of sorts, I get some of her residue. Just like if Daisy in reality A is doing really good and really positive, and sometimes you're like, oh my God, I got some positive energy. Things are, we don't know that it's our own selves in different realities that are causing, you know? So what I do, which leads me to my next course, we're going to do a course on unblocking, which I'm really, really excited about. Because a lot of people come to me all the time. They're like, Daisy, I did everything you said and this didn't happen. And then we do a reading and we found out they have like all this baggage, all this childhood trauma, all this stuff. And as soon as we unblock, everything is just like comes in and starts manifesting. I'm going to share a secret. How do you know you're not in the vortex? So for me, everything is synchronized energy. Let's say yesterday I went, or the day before, I went with my daughter. We got up, somebody paid me, and I was like, we're going to go have lunch. I don't want to stay home today. Let's go have lunch. Even though I just came from Mother's Day vacation, but it was like, whatever. So we went, we had lunch or whatever. The first thing that happened was that we took the lift to the wrong resort. We're supposed to go somewhere else, which was fine because she's like, you know what, let's go to Epcot. We'll have lunch there. So we go to Epcot, and it was just like, it was nice because we came in, everything flowed. But then I noticed like little things. Like when I went to get a table, the tables weren't there. They weren't synchronized. And then when we went to go get a table, this rude ass lady, which I had to tell her because my assertiveness just bubbles up. I just can't handle it. I'm sorry. So we're eating and we're waiting for the table, and she literally threw herself at the table and she didn't have food. This is why Epcot literally now has a section that you cannot go in unless you have your tray because just people are so rude. So I told my daughter Angela, I said, I don't want to look for a table. We're out of sync. I know I have to go home and reason. I'm out of the vortex. So of course I told the lady, I was like, I hope you enjoy that table. Because she's just like, and in the, ooh, it just frustrates me because it's just like, you know, like, let me tell you the type of person I am. A couple of weeks ago, we were in Hollywood Studios, me and my daughter. Might have been a month and a half ago. And we were sitting at a table, and this couple passes by, and Spirit tells me they don't have anywhere to sit. So I said, hey, we're about to leave. There's 2 extra chairs. Help yourself. They were embarrassed and like, no, it's okay. They came like not even a minute later, they just come back around. It's like, hey, can we still take you up on the offer? I'm like, yes, of course. So we had some small chit chat, and we were there for like 2 minutes because we were having ice cream and French fries, and they were just so nice, and they were like, oh my god, you're so nice, and I was like, because that's the way I am. Like, what is it so hard for people to be nice? It feels so good to be nice. It feels so good to give. It feels so good to go out of your way to extend a hand. And I get so emotional just thinking about it. So when I'm out of the vortex, I know I'm out of the vortex because I'll have people like that asshole that took our table. So I know, because if I would have been in the vortex, when I would have came back, I would have had my table, because it happens to me. I get parking spaces. When I'm aligned and manifesting and in sync, I don't have to worry about parking. I get parking if I decide not to drive and take a lift, because like that day I was having a margarita, and if I drink anything, I'm not driving. Plus, I was gonna come home with my husband. I was gonna meet him somewhere else later. So the point is, when I notice like little things, and if I'm home, I could do it right away. I could go into my meditation state, and I could unblock whatever energies have came my way. Maybe sometimes it's things people send to you. Like, I work with a lot of energies. I work with a lot of clients, and sometimes I'm doing work for them, and I'll tap into their energy, and sometimes we pick up residue. So it's like many different ways that we could become blocked. My mom and my brother had gone through a lot of things, and I've been trying to help them out of that. So I was in their dark lala energy, so it could have been that. So it's like, it's like a lot of little things and reasons why we sometimes kind of fall out of the divine energy. So I shifted all that. I still enjoyed myself. I definitely did not give that lady my power, but I did have to tell her to enjoy the table because she was still a bitch. But we left with my amazing dessert, and then we went to the pool, and this is where it's crazy to me. We had so much fun. I decided that I was 15 years old and weighed 100 pounds and went down the water slide. And yesterday afternoon, because I'm rearranging, because when you have like your home shop, your spiritual shop, you're constantly organizing and shifting things, especially when you're constantly creating. And now I'm selling wholesale spiritual products, so it's a lot more merchandise because you're selling now in bulk. So of course I had to rearrange things, and I guess in between me having too much fun with the water slide and cleaning up yesterday my sciatica. So I was like, okay, Spirit, I am definitely in need of an alignment. So that's some of the things that we're going to be doing in unblocking, is how to recognize when we're not in the vortex, when we're not in that beautiful light. I use the vortex because that's what Esther Hicks call it. Before I even knew about Esther Hicks, which she's a lot older than I am, I used to say the light. When you're in the light, it's all about the light. So when I'm disaligned and I'm not in that beautiful light energy, little things, not a lot of things because I'm never that bad, but I'll have little things like not being able to find the chair, or missing, going to the wrong place, like just little things. Um, but some of you come to me with big things, big issues, like, I really need this, and I'm not manifesting, and I don't know why, and I've done everything and nothing seems to work, and I've tried to respell and nothing has manifested. And I always tell them, I recommend a reading, because in the reading you're going to know what's going on. Spirit's going to tell you what's going on. And something that I added to the new book that's coming out, which you guys could pre-order, I'll talk about. I know I just got different things that I'll share with you guys. So sit down, grab a cup of coffee, and tune in. So in the things that I've been co-creating and manifesting and sharing with you guys, I've noticed that These last few months, and Spirit had told me it was March, so they fucking lied. They told me, Daisy, we were only gonna be feeling the residue to March, and I'm just like, no, it's almost June and we're still feeling like, I feel like when I do my spiritual monthly, chats with you guys, I feel like, and it's not just me, like, go to Pamela Georgel, the Lucky Mermaid, and look at your zodiac. Go to Sasha Bonasai and look at your zodiac. Like, go see what's her name? The Lover's Conjurer. Her entire life has like pivoted. Um so I feel like we're all undergoing. I'm just happy I'm not in like some of the stuff that other people are going through. I'm very grateful that I'm in a great place. Um because I work a lot. And then it's crazy because that was something that Spirit shared with me way back in 21 and 22. They said stay focused, stay positive, because depending on how focused and how positive you are is how 2023 and 2024 is going to be. And I was just like, I'm zen. 2023 and 2024, I'm going to be sitting pretty. And it's not that I'm not sitting pretty, it's just that it's very like strenuous, almost like I'm trying to take things out of rocks. you know? It's it's been a roller coaster, and I don't have to tell you. You guys message me every day. So, by learning and why does this happen? Their experiences. They're experiences for us to acknowledge. They're experiences for us to break the patterns, because we go through different patterns in our lives and we repeat them, especially when we're young, especially when we're very young. When I see young people in their 20s and even 30s that are in a great place, I tell them, like, you should be very proud of yourself, because especially when you're in your 20s and you're doing some shit. Like, I tell my daughter that all the time because um great, of course she has me as a teacher, so not to be vain and conceited, but I wish I would have had that, because my mother she's still learning. She's still, I feel like I'm more her mother than she is my mom. Like, I feel like wise, like, which is crazy, right? Like, to say stuff like that. But my daughter, it's almost like she's an old soul. I learned a lot from her. She inspires me. I look up to her, you know? And I read that, which I'm going to add to her card, um, in the Colleen, oh my God, I forgot her name. I think is, oh boy, I'm having a moment. I just read this book with my daughter. It's Colleen something. And I'm going to tell you right now. Hold on. Okay, so it's Colleen Hoover, and the book we just read, It Ends With Us. And she's reading It Starts With Us, which is like the sequel to it, right? I'm reading now Colleen Hoover with Taryn Fisher, which is Never Never. But Crave is delicious. I love fantasy, and I was a huge Twilight fan, and Crave is delicious. And then I was like, I feel like I was synchronized with the book, and I know I'm everywhere right now, because this book has been out for years. It's Tracy Wolf Crave. She has 6 books. So this book has been out for years, and it turns out that they're working on the movies. First edition, April 2020, it says. That's what it says. All right, anywho. I thought I was older than that. So, Colleen Hoover, one of her characters in the book, and I don't like to do spoilers, so unless we're like in a book club and everybody knows, I'm not going to spoil anything for you, so you're more than welcome to read the books and enjoy them. Colleen Hoover, her mom tells her, like, she was super proud of her, and she said to her, I want to be you when I grow up. And I thought that was so cool, because I am so proud of my daughter. I'm so proud of who she is. And I feel like as a young, my daughter was homeschooled. So there's a lot of people that judge her because of that, because she had to do things a little harder, doing her high school, doing her college, doing a lot of things, and she also feels like she missed some stuff that if she wouldn't have she gone to school, but then she wouldn't be the person that she is. I tell her all the time, like, you see things because you grew up with older people, especially me, like, always outspoken, always sharing stuff, seeing my businesses, seeing my work, my relationship, like everything. When you go to school, it's just different. It's just you could see the children that are homeschooled from the children that are not, and I feel like the public school system is just, and I am bashing it. It is really bad. At least here in the United States of America, the public school system is shit. And I saw that 2 years before I took my daughter out of school and my son, because it was just so bad. It was just, and now it's just like horrific. I couldn't have kids at a young age and have them in school. Um, so being able to see our lives with everything that goes on and trying to align it is a constant thing. Is a constant thing. That's what, and Esther Hicks, and I'm gonna repeat it. Like Esther Hicks is always talking about that. Like sometimes you're in order, sometimes you're out of order. Sometimes you're in order, sometimes you're in out, in out. Like you could just tell. And we were never taught this, unless you're like super spiritual or your parents are super spiritual. I feel like this is something that's never really taught. And um, I'm actually gonna do a video about how the secret is a lie that might just like really throw some people off balance. And I'm actually writing a book. I don't know if that's going to be the title of the book yet. I kind of have it as a title for right now, but I don't know because I have somebody that is talking about maybe sapping my book because they like what I'm putting into it. So let's see what happens. Anywho, when I hear people talk about manifesting and how easy it is, it's just like, no, it's not. Manifesting is not easy, because if it was so easy, so many of us would be doing it. If manifesting was easy, then our world would be not the way that it is, right? So when I hear people sitting all big and mighty and just telling you how easy things are, and I'm just like, were you in a bubble? And then I understand why for some people manifesting is a lot easier. And we talk about that in the unblocking class. And when you see people around you that you're like, just manifesting for them is so much easier. When people see like that I take stuff out of nothing, when I have a certain amount of money and I pay all the bills, and it's just like, how did you do that? You only had this much. How did you pay this much? Almost like I call it the Jesus bread, wine, and fish effect. Is having only a certain amount, but paying for everything. And I also talk about it a little bit in my wealth class. And as a matter of fact, on Gaia, Amazon Prime has Gaia, there's somebody that talks about that. That some people get to a level, and I never really noticed that because I thought it was something, it was just like to some of us, certain manifestings are easier. But it's because of our different chakras and energies and how we just like gifted certain things. We all have special gifts. So this offer that I'm doing for you guys, that I'm linking below, which is through my work. So you absolutely love my work. You absolutely want to take the classes. You absolutely want to make money. And I especially I've studied so many people that do MLM. I remember I used to sell for Avon, and I saw people that they only made, like, if you sell Avon, it's like sucking money out of a rock. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you're not really making money. And with nowadays, with inflation, everything is so expensive. everything has to be higher. Like when people tell me you're expensive, and I'm like, yeah, so is the supermarket. So it's like we have to balance ourselves out. Like my books now had to go up because Amazon raised their prices. So by them raising their prices, our books, I just got a notification that said, Daisy, if some of your printed books will receive no royalty after June 20th. So that's why I've been blasting, and I don't blast a lot of emails. Like I get like I really drives me crazy. I'll subscribe to certain people. Like I'm gonna give you magical crafting, amazing. She'll send you like one email maybe a week, maybe every 2 weeks. Sarah Jordan, amazing. This girl like sends you emails like she's your friend, and every one of her emails is awesome. Like go to her page, support. I talked about her book, like there's just certain people that you just click with that are just awesome. But then you have like certain people that are just like want to sell you stuff. Like you could tell. And I think it's funny because they're like, oh no, I don't want to sell you stuff. And I'm doing this for you. And it's just like every email is them trying to sell you stuff. And it's not just once a week because we're a business, right? We're here to sell. You know, I'm here to help you, but I got to sell in order to live, right? But there's a difference when someone is sending you something that I don't know how to explain. Like, okay, here's a perfect example. Sage Goddess. Sage Goddess is a multi-millionaire. Multi-millionaire. She sends emails maybe once a week, maybe every 2 weeks. Like, you really have to go to her YouTube, become a subscriber. She does not chase you. She does not send you a million emails a day. She doesn't tell you that this is your last chance to buy her whatever the fudge, because no, it's like so there's certain people that you click with. So I took all of these different concepts and ideas and I created a plan that I'm super excited about. I don't know where it will go. It might not go anywhere at all. The truth is, it is up to you guys. Because unless you guys interact with this, unless you guys take initiative on this and decide, oh my God, this is a great opportunity and I could do this, it is totally up to you guys. So this, when I ask Spirit, like I'm always talking about if we all lived richly, if you took my work, incorporated it, and amplified and manifested and became rich, like how would you help someone? And then I always say to Spirit, like, how do I help them? Because I can't keep doing it for free because I can't live under a bridge. I know I'm exaggerating. I tend to be a very big exaggerator. But the point is that I can't sell courses for 55 fucking dollars. It's like I'm not making any money when it's only like 10 people. That doesn't even cover my rent. That barely covers my light. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking like, how am I able to sell for a price that's affordable, right? Like Helen Hadsell, which I love her. It's another one. You guys should be writing all these names down and looking all these people up, okay? Helen Hadsell, multimillionaire, lived very comfortably in her home that she won, by the way. And she always wanted to be able to give the manifesting gift, the code, she called it the name it and claim it game. Absolutely love her. I've been reading about her for years, which I think is super funny that I didn't learn about her earlier because I was obsessed with contesting in the 90s and the early 2000s. And with me, it was the prize winner of Defiance, Ohio that really uh, got me into it. And this was, I think, maybe early 2000s movie. I don't remember. I read the book, which was amazing, based on a true story. Helen Hadsell, based on a true story. So one of the things that Helen Hadsell did was that she wanted to make sure that her work was affordable, and it's really hard when you're selling things for thousands of dollars, then if you're selling them for a hundred and something, $200. That's more affordable. But if you're selling them too inexpensive, like $55, I know to some it's like, oh, that's not cheap, but it actually is. Because if you're selling something for $55 and you only sell 10 of them, that's not a lot of money. So think about all the time and energy that you go, you know? So here we're going back to the same thing. You have to give what you want to receive. And that I'm not just saying this as in go out and give something and expect something back, because it doesn't work that way either. You have to give from the heart. You have to support the people that you love and treasure because you know that they're doing good work. So when I find great people like Sage Goddess, that I know she's a fucking multimillionaire, and somebody will be like, well, she's already rich. Why do you? Because her stuff is amazing. Am I wearing it? I just got this from her. Beautiful. And I've been dying for her to make this. She's had this for years. Somebody made it for her. She talks about it all the time. You could watch her channel and see how she talks about it. And and you know, you're supporting someone that, yeah, she's got money, but she does so much good with it, you know. So I wanted to take all of that. I took all of this energy and all of these ideas, and I came out with this beautiful plan. It just happened today, people. It's like I'm here today sharing this with you guys, and I'm going to share different videos, and especially when we go into the Eventbrite and I talk about this, share the video. Maybe I'll do like a little presentation, and I'm not charging you anything. So this is a great way for you to maybe even start your own little career, your own side gig, your own business. You know, this is such a great offer. And all you need to do is to put your energy and your time. That's all you need to do. And the offer that I'm going to give you is going to be crazy awesome. But again, it's always up to you. So I think I've said enough. I'll put the Eventbrite below. I'm going to try to have it up as soon as possible. Um, if you're not there at the Eventbrite, I will have the video that's going to talk all about it, and I will add it here on YouTube as well. So I'm doing all of this because I still have orders that I have to get out. So yeah, I will see you. Have a blessed day.